Image and Impact, Infinity and Beyond, your July 2026. Now that hibernation season is over, we are being granted access into our refreshing, our renewal, the identity that we have been elevating and progressing toward. Now, if you're like me, when you hear image, you may be thinking, okay, yeah, I do need to update my wardrobe. I do need to put some new color in my hair or something to add to my visual aesthetic. But Spirit is saying, no, you are now being progressed. You are elevating and have graduated to a new understanding of your self concept. You are seeing yourself in a way that honors you in the highest state of being. There's no more being humble. You can have humility. We don't do humbleness. There's no more being broken down about the relationships. And I mean, any facet of relationship that you may have encountered where you have been victimized. There's no more dragging that out, right? There's no more being offended by what has happened to you, even if you were being done wrong and you feel justified in trying to warrant some emotional revenge. Spirit said, nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Instead, your palette is about to change. You are about to expand in creativity. Your desires are going to change. And even here's a big one for the collective, your vocal presence is going to change. And you're going to understand what I'm saying. If you're the type of person that has always been shunned from speaking your truth, and you have always felt like, well, if I say this, I'm going to cause some sort of disruption, I'm going to cause some type of angst, you're a disruptor. Spirit said you've been hiding behind your voice. You've been hiding behind being quiet, and you thought that was your identity. It's time to see yourself differently. It's time to say the thing. It's time to become the thing. It's time to let them know why you were able to endure what you did. In other words, it's time to speak up. It's time for you to remember that you matter as well, that you are one of one. And there is no competition because they can't compete where they can't compare. Ain't that what they say? And when you start to exercise your voice, or those in the healing community, right? When you start to stretch and utilize your throat chakra, you begin to speak on the things that not only you feel is the right thing to talk about, but the things that you want to say, your interests, your likes, your dislikes, and you become comfortable with positioning yourself as the lead voice, the lead and main character in your life, you will start to have a creative wave impact. Maybe just your social circle, but in the community of humanity. It's time for you to raise your vibration and raise and expand the belief that you have held for yourself. That is why, for some of us, the first 6 months of the year, there was a lot of death. There were physical deaths of the loved ones we have loved, right? There were emotional deaths, spiritual death, going down, and the death of your ego. See, ego is not just about puffing yourself up to the point where you don't, no one can penetrate it. Your ego is what you believe about yourself. And you had to have the death of a traumatized ego, one that was filtered through negativity, built in slander, and coveted in betrayal. That had to die, because this next frequency that we're on, and I do mean a frequency elevation of the highest caliber, is calling forward some leaders that didn't even see themselves as leaders. I'm telling you, the impact, because that word is so strong, is so magnanimous. It is so even agitated in being used by you that it's going to shock you, not just the people that knew you and know you, which honestly you should have already disconnected and detached from a lot of the people that you've known, because they couldn't catch the vibration. They wasn't loyal to spirit. They was barely loyal to themselves and the path that they are on. But when it comes to you, there are so many new waves of miracles. And when I'm saying waves and frequency, like, I'm literally in the ether. I did not have any mushrooms today. Okay. But I'm letting you know that there is something transformative happening from the celestial plane, and you are just the person to be activated. You are just the person who had been incubating these light codes and just this transformation that affects people, whether you know them long term or you meet them in passing. You have to see yourself differently. You have to know that self honor is the form of practice that Spirit wants for you. There's no more sneaking off in the background, no more hiding about what you want to do, and no more, being around people that don't support you, that always question you, because you use that as a safety net because you were uncomfortable with being you. Spirit said, no more. Don't do it to yourself, because that will be an offense to the spirit realm. That will be an offense to the agenda that is for your greater path and destiny. So I just want you to know, when it comes to July 2026, baby, the sky is opening and the sun is shining. Congratulations on seeing yourself differently, on creating a new image for yourself, but really for coming to a place where you have learned how to trust yourself and trust your instinct and trust the spirit, trust the universe, trust the Almighty God. And when I say the universe, I'm not saying that as a deity, I'm saying that as a mechanism. You have now elevated. Rise and shine. This is you moving forward, infinity and beyond. Congratulations.